Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading for February 3rd to the 9th of 2020. I want to start out by saying that I had done a personal reading, and this was, the candle and the statue and the things that I brought out for that personal reading, and I loved it so much, and the vibe was so good that I decided to leave it up for the weeklies. And what I'm getting from this, not that I got this from the personal, but what I'm getting for all the signs this week by using these objects here is I'm getting a real sense of airiness, freshness, calmness. Okay. Very much so this week for all the signs. Okay. Well, I shouldn't say that quite yet because I'm not done with all the signs, but that's the overall feeling. And until it changes, then I'll know. However, so this is really a really good week in a lot of different ways. So let's jump in and we'll let the cards explain. We'll let Spirit explain. So the overall energy is the coven, okay, from the divine. This is all about being in the flow with the universe and being determined, decisive, focused, knowing that there's a team here, right? It's a coven. And for some of you, that is going to actually be people, right? People in this physical plane, coworkers, people that you are gathering with to, you have this singular mission to do. But a lot of you, this is your team, right? Because again, this card shows three people. That's the representation of your angels, guides, and ancestors, okay? And the divine is the bird. So this is your team that you're uniting with this week, and you're working together to, again, take one more step towards your goals, towards what you're trying to manifest. You're co-creating together. When they get together, they become one, right? They unite for the greatest good. So that's a really beautiful card to have out for a weekly reading and a general reading, right? So the majority of you are, you're going to feel that. If it's not with other humans, let's say, you definitely are going to feel your team because that card is about that flow. So really nice energy. Now, the very first card out is the Knight of Chalices. Okay, so this is all about right now, in this moment, this week, you being your authentic self. You have been shedding, releasing, letting your inner light shine. We've been taking steps towards it, right, Taurus? I mean, it's been very powerful over the last few weeks for sure. This is that inspiration. That is that belief in yourself. And it is shining bright this week. Very much so. Now, next to that, you have the Four of Pentacles. This is that sense of security coming in. For a lot of you, that's definitely security of you being your authentic self. You're not afraid to be your authentic self. This is money, feeling secure. Money's starting to come in. Jobs are starting to come in. I see it in the post, guys. You guys are having interviews or getting raises. Somebody got 2 raises in 1 week. That's a miracle, right? And 2 raises in 1 week. So that just goes to show I do read all the comments. I may not be able to reply to them all, but I do. And things like that are going to stick out. So there is this sense of security coming in this week. Definitely on the 3D realm, raises, homes, being okayed for a loan, right? Just all those things. It's going to be different for all of you, Taurus. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, this is wonderful because you're starting to reap those rewards of those seeds that you have, been setting, those intentions. Hopefully, you guys are following the new moon and the full moon readings that I do. I'm telling you, Taurus, you are so affected by the moon. Not that all signs aren't, but Taurus really is, okay? Somebody out there probably has a dog named Luna. I have no doubt, or a cat, named Luna. I have no doubt. So, yeah, I've got the chills. There are messages in there. And if you go back to some of the previous ones that have already passed, you might recognize and go, oh, that did happen, right? But I do highly recommend you start following those readings. And if it's not with me, with another tarot reader, okay? Because there's a lot of beautiful tarot readers on YouTube. But anyway, you're starting to reap some of the rewards. And this is a card that I like to say is full circle, right? Because we don't stop at reaping the rewards, right? We pull the apple off of the tree, we eat the apple, we replant the seeds to grow more apple trees, right? So that's the cycle that you need to be in continuously throughout your whole life. That's what brings in the abundance, right? So don't forget to set your intentions again and again and again. And plus, they change, right? Let's say you're like, I want to earn, and I know this is kind of ridiculous amounts here, but I want to earn $10,000 in a month, and you do, then what's the next thing? You go for a bigger amount, right? So you set new intentions. How am I going to get there? Show me the way, right? Work with your team. Then you have, I love it, the Eight of Wands. This is that surge of energy. You're still feeling motivated. This is swift change, meaning some of you, again, like with that person that put in the comments, 2 raise in a week. That's a swift change, right? There's swift change still coming in, big things happening, right? And you're ready for them. You've really cleaned out, you've let go of what doesn't serve you. I mean, I can feel it as a collective, Taurus. You're really, really, getting it now and saying, okay, no more of this. And the last decade was crap and we're going to make it better. And I'm stepping back into my Taurus power. Can't believe I forgot who I was, right? All that energy that we've been talking about. Then you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, you are mastering your craft. You are working hard. You're going for it. Nothing's standing in your way. And this continues as it should. This shouldn't be a weekly one-time thing just because it's a weekly reading. This is something that we continuously do. It's beautiful. And I love this. Oh, I love this so much. You have the Five of Swords. A lot of you are really, really starting to let go of that inner conflict. Taurus has a tendency to be very balanced in the things they do for themselves, but how will it affect others? Which is a very beautiful thing. However, we can't base our decisions and what we do in life all about how that's going to affect other people. We have to worry and take care of Taurus, and the other things will fall in place. So you're really releasing a lot of that inner conflict. There might be amends coming in, people going, wow, I didn't realize how hard you had it, Taurus. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you as much as I should have been. Things like that could be happening this week. But again, I feel like this is mostly your own inner conflict, right? Again, those negative thoughts too, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy enough. You guys are really releasing that. That is not, for most people, it's not an overnight thing, all right? It takes a little work. I feel like a lot of you are taking the advice from Spirit, listening to those affirmations at night that we've talked about in many of the videos, right? And knowing that, hey, this isn't going to work overnight, but I'm still going to do it, right? Because I know it's changing my subconscious mind. So really quite nice energy this week. And then you have the World card. Yes, you guys are ending cycles. Listen, when we talk about the World card and we say end a cycle, it's not like we only have one cycle, guys. You have to use more of your imagination side of your brain. There's many cycles going on all at the same time, right? So, your cycle of your work life is going to be a different cycle than your love life, than your family life, right? So there is an end of a cycle, your inner cycles. There's definitely an ending of something this week, which is a good ending, and there's something new. And again, that could be a new love, new job, new way of thinking about yourself. Anything that turns out different, right? That changes. It's the end of a cycle, a new chapter coming in. And it's good because it means, yes, we've learned the lessons. We're ready to move on, right? We're mastering. We're moving up and we're mastering. I love it. Then Taurus, you have Lady of Swords. I like this very much because this is not you being overly bitchy or cocky, okay? But what this is about is there's no fluff. You have your goal, you have it set, you're focused, like we said, and you're getting there, and you're just like, I can't deal with the garbage on the sides. Let's just get to the point. As my father used to say, I love my father so much, but I will tell you, when I was a kid, I would want, I'm telling him a story and telling a story, and of course, going on, and he would just kind of look at me, smile a little bit, and say, get to the point. right? Get to the point. And that's kind of how you are this week. You're like, we just need to get to the point. And it's good. It's not cold. It's just good. Because normally that can represent, a very kind of bitchy kind of personality, but not in this case, okay? It's just clarity. Then you have the Judgment card. Excuse me. This is you again rising up, okay? Rising from the ashes. The phoenix rising up from the ashes. And, maybe it's not, you know, overnight, like I keep saying. There's got to be a patience within this. This all takes some time. For some of you it's overnight, but most of you it takes time. Just know you are rising up. You are rising up to the challenge. You are rising up to a higher level, a higher vibration, right, of your existence. Things are happening for you now because you're coming out of the muck and into the light, if you will. Then, I love it, you have the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is that happiness in the home, harmony in the home, bliss, joy. You're learning to live in a state of that regardless of circumstances. Happiness is a choice. I always say that. Happiness is a choice. We wake up in the morning, and believe me, I have these days too, where I wake up pissy as could be. But I have to stop and I have to go, okay, do I want to have my whole day be pissy? Or am I going to shift that energy right here, right now? Okay, that's the decisions, that decisiveness that Coven card is talking about. So even if you have a bad morning or a bad thing that happens, I shouldn't say bad, but a not so happy thing, grab your energy and shift it because you have control over it. And I don't really think that's going to happen all week. I think those will be little blips, right? Because we all have little blips. Then you have, yes, the Nine of Pentacles, Taurus, right? This is what all of us Taurus want, right? I'm just going to say it. I'm sure all signs, but Taurus especially. It's your energy, right? It's the Pentacles. Financial independence. Step by step, you are getting there. Everybody has their level, right? We've all talked about it before. You've heard me talk about it before of what that is. For some people, it's $20,000 a year. For some people, it's $200,000 a year of income coming in, however we bring it in. Okay, but you are slowly getting to your financial independence because of all the hard work. And now you're starting to reap some of the rewards of that. And it will continue. Love it. Lastly, you have the Justice card. Yes, you are in balance this week. Again, it's kind of what I was talking about earlier. You have this I can't talk, I'm sorry. You have this Knight of Cups and you have this Queen of Swords. Okay, that's emotional and your logical side. And you have it both. You have a very good balance this week. And you're creating it. That's the wonderful thing. You're creating this balance. So you will feel that's where that light, airy freshness comes from. That's what you're going to feel this week overall. Bottom of the deck, yes, I love it. Six of Pentacles, more of your energy. This is being open to receive. You are finally getting into a space where, yes, I am worthy. I am open to receive. I'm Taurus. I give, and now it's my turn, and it's okay that it's my turn. And you're really kind of stepping into that energy. And you are going to see, little by little, some of you bigger, and bigger. But, I mean, you're going to see this week things coming into fruition. It's really, really nice. And lastly, the Divine pulled out the Dance card. Allow yourself some fun each day, just as the sun dances with the moon each night. Now that's beautiful because we just talked about the moon cycles, right? And the sun basically is that Ten of Cups, feeling blissful, right? And there's a beautiful balance. This card really suggests about being physical out there to take some time, whether that is truly just turning on the music and dancing, 5 minutes, right? 10 minutes each day. Whether this is getting out in nature, whether this is watching your favorite TV show, watching a comedian, right? Watching a comedian, something that makes you laugh. Bring that energy in. That's what this card is talking about. Raise the vibration. And we do that by things that we find enjoyable. Laughing is one of the key things, right? Find something, maybe even if it's an older movie that you haven't watched in years that really gave you those belly laughs, to the point where you're crying and you can barely breathe. I bet it's been a long time since you had one of those, Taurus, right? Or just the pure joy of dancing. Taurus knows how to dance. Taurus got the rhythm. There's no better dancers out there than Taurus. I'm just saying. Anyway, so that is your messages from the divine this week. It looks like it's going to be a really great week. Let me know in the comments. As you know, I read each and every one. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. That lets YouTube know that this is of value to you. And of course, click on that little bell, guys, that notifies you as soon as Spirit and I upload a new video. So all my blessings to you, Taurus.